for joining me today. We're going to be making something really exciting. We're making strawberry rhubarb crumble. I spoke to somebody yesterday in one of my favorite supermarkets, Nature's Pantry, who asked me would I mind making this because she didn't know how to cook rhubarb. This is going to blow you away, and also crumble is near and dear to my heart. It's very, very popular in my part of the world, but also it was one of the first, actually it was the first thing I ever learned to cook in domestic science at school. So here we go. Here's everything you're going to need to make this strawberry rhubarb crumble. You need fresh rhubarb, fresh strawberries, an orange, sea salt, coconut flour, almond flour, butter or coconut oil, arrowroot powder and honey, and that's it. The first thing you want to do is grease your baking dish, your baking bowl, whatever you're using, with coconut oil. So just slather that on, cover the whole area, and done. Okay, now all we have to do is chop up our rhubarb into 1-inch pieces and then throw it in. Okay, last few pieces now, and I've been throwing them in as I go along. It looks like it's too much rhubarb, and where's everything else going to go? But it cooks down and breaks down really, really easily, as do the strawberries, so it's not too much. So there's all of our rhubarb is in there, and now we're going to do the strawberries. I'm quartering the strawberries and just chuck them in as you go. While I'm doing this, a little quick note about rhubarb. For those who are not that familiar with it, super ridiculous, off the charts nutritious, and the health benefits are amazing. You'll see what they are later on in this video. But just to let you know that there's a very, very short window of opportunity with rhubarb. So get all that you can get your hands on and just wash it and freeze it. And last one now. Okay, so our next task is the orange. As I always say, try and get an organic orange because we're going to use the zest as well as some of the juice. All right, now, zest of the orange and the whole orange. All right, zest is in. Let's get the tablespoon of orange juice in there and get on with it. Last thing going in here is the arrowroot powder, and we're going to go with a whole tablespoon. Give that a good mix. We'll make our crumble topping now, and first things first, we need half almond flour, half coconut flour, and it's 6 ounces of each. So let's start with the coconut. One, 2 is 6 ounces. And now the same with the almond flour, 6 ounces of that as well. Okay, so that's 1.5 cups total. Next thing to go in is your sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, and as we know, I like the Himalayan pink, but whatever sea salt you want to use. And finally, now I'm going primal on this one. I use grass-fed butter and 1 stick. If you are staying paleo on this and you're doing it for health reasons, you must use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil instead of the stick of grass-fed butter. So if you're using the butter, you just grab a knife and cut it into, because you've already had it room temperature because it's been sitting out a while, and you just cut it up and throw it in there just like that. Now if you're using coconut oil instead of the grass-fed butter, just put your 2 tablespoons in and follow the rest of what I'm saying. It'll all work out. The next thing we're going to do is 1/4 cup of honey is going in there. But before we put it in, we're going to do the crumbly bit, which is you want to kind of start squeezing with your hands And as you go, you're going to take flour with you. Basically what you want to end up with is the consistency of fine breadcrumbs, and just keep going until you get that. Slowly starting to get that consistency that I need, and then we'll add the honey. See what I'm doing here? Okay, so I'll show you this before I put the honey in. It is the consistency that we needed. You can see that. That's what you're looking for. Now we can add the honey. Just pour it on and then scatter it around all over the top. You want to completely cover your fruit, and that is completely oven ready. You can see the gorgeous fruit on the bottom and the crumbly crumble on the top, and that's now going in our oven, which has been preheated to 350 degrees. It's going in for 30 to 45 minutes depending on your oven, so check it at 30. See, the topping is as crisp and browned as I wanted it, and I can hear the fruit sizzling. Now we've just got to check it and make sure that the fruit is as done as it appears. Okay, that needs longer for the fruit. So what we're going to do is put a layer of parchment paper on the top so that it doesn't get cooked on the top any further, but we need that fruit to do its thing. Now also, if you're in a hurry, a little tip, you can cook the fruit first, just all the filling ingredients in a pan on a low light till it breaks down, then put it in, crumble topping on top. If you're going with this version, let's get back in the oven. Okay, so I left it in for another 20 minutes and with the parchment on top so that the crumble didn't cook any further, but the fruit broke down. So let's see if it did. Oh yeah, this is exactly what we wanted to see. The fruit is bubbling underneath and just showing itself, and the crumble is perfect. Incidentally, the smell from this is just beyond. Oh my word. Right, let's get portioning. Okay, you ready for this? Oh, when you cut into it and all the fruit is just beautifully broken down. This is going to make about 6 portions, by the way. Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to have mine with some coconut cream, which I whipped up with some Tahitian vanilla powder. This is going to be like incredible. Are we ready? Make sure and get a bite of everything. And here we go. Wow. Oh, it's beautiful. Doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous? And let me show you the fruit. There we go. It's all broken up. The strawberries have infused into the rhubarb. And we've got that gorgeous golden topping. It's magnificent. You're going to really, really love this. That was the ultimate walk down memory lane for me. 49 years since I learnt to make that dish for the first time. Come out the oven, the fruit will be bubbly and fabulous and fragrant, and the top will be crispy and browning and just magnificent. You're going to love this. I look forward to your comments, and please give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.
If you like this video, click like. If you really like it, click subscribe.